the first thing I would do is start making promises. Make a promise a day. Keeps the ordinary away, and a promise that you're going to keep all day long. So it's not just a one thing, like I promised to work out today. No, it's more like I promised to call 5 people in my life and tell them the difference they've made for me. So if you just want to get started in the world of promising, it's a pretty simple way of developing that muscle.
And because we're all a little gently used and we come up against our lives and our things, how do we resolve the fact that sometimes we might miss a promise and we might spiral into shame? We might spiral into like, I'm not going to do any of it. Like that's that sort of default mechanism a lot of us have.
Well, a couple things about that. One is when you break your word and you react to yourself breaking your word, so you go into the world of reaction, like, oh, I'm such a loser, then you're screwed. So you have to stay in the world of vision. First of all, you can always honor your word. Keeping your word and honoring your word are two different things. There are times where I don't keep my word, but I always have the opportunity to honor my word by dealing with the impact of my broken word. So if I say to somebody, I'll be at your house for dinner at 8 o'clock, and then, at 6 o'clock, it looks like that's not going to happen for whatever reason or circumstance. And I get in communication with that person immediately and let them know, listen, I know I said 8, it looks more like 9. There's less impact than if I wait till 7:45 and say, I'm running late, I'll be there more like 9. Now the roast is burnt and da-da-da. So the moment you see you're not going to be keeping your word, get in communication with whoever that impacts and deal with the impact as a person of your word, as someone who honors their word.
I really appreciate that discernment between we are human and it's not always easy. It's not possible to always fulfill our promise, but we can truly maintain our honor in relation to it in a way that doesn't shame, blame.
Shame and blame is all reaction. Exactly. That's all just like you not being responsible for, I said X, I did Y. Okay, so now get complete about that, which is the whole thing about completion. When you don't complete things, you have a bunch of loose ends and you can't really create. But if you can complete the broken word, like I said I would work out 4 times this week, I did it 3 times. Okay, so what's the source of that? I didn't put it in my calendar. That's the action or the inaction that allowed for that breakdown in results. Okay, good. So now I know what to correct next week. And then that's complete. I don't have to have a whole story about it. I can just look at, okay, what's the source? What's the correction? What's the adjustment? Moving on.
The way you put it makes it feel so accessible. And I appreciate that because shame, blame, criticism is one of our best strategies of avoiding accountability.
Completely. And it keeps you suffering. It's so silly. It's like, you're in a prison of your own creation.